My name is Dr. Okeze Victor Ibazu, Governor of Abia State. Talking about our effort to develop Abia State, education for us is both an enabler and a pillar. This underscores the importance of education, capacity building, and human capital as one of the things we need to create prosperity in Abia State. In the first place, if you wanted to develop small and medium scale enterprises, you must be thinking about creating critical mix of manpower that have capacity to drive SMEs. Then if you want to go automation, you must create people that are technically minded.
Under the administration of Dr. Okeze Ibazu, I see him as a man with so much ideas, a man with ability to initiate positive innovation, ability to imbibe positive ideas in the lives of these kids. And I know that with this exercise, in a very short time, there will be change.
And we were looking for a time when we could say that part of the reason why people must come to Abia to invest is that you can find critical manpower skilled in all kinds of trade: masonry, carpentry, house wiring, arc welding, ship welding, all those kind of artisanship that people have come to ignore in the past. And we said we were going to lay emphasis on technical education. So we started from what we call E for E, Education for Employment. Under Education for Employment, I think today Abia State has the biggest and most reliable data about the history and profile of youths. We have 34,000 people in our data bank in terms of skill sets, level of education, local government, sex, places of origin, areas of interest, and other attributes. And beyond that, we said, well, the emphasis should start from our technical schools. That is why we are renovating 4 technical schools, 1 in each senatorial district, and 1 to serve as a model technical school.
I don't know how to start, but I still want to thank God for giving us a governor that believes in our dreams and our visions. Our governor has the vision. If you go through the list, she has 6 visions. One of it on the list is to equip the primary school teachers in a capacity building. He believes that we can have a good structure in place, infrastructure in place. You can have the best classrooms. You can have the best building for schools, kids to be in. But if the teachers are not ripe enough, they won't be able to manage it. So when the opportunity came to present what we have to the governor, he said it matches his vision. This is what he's been dreaming of. He said he wants to leave his office knowing that the Abia State primary school teachers can compete international-wise. That is why you have this training going on. And so far, we've trained over 800 teachers across all the local government, because that is what our governor wants us to do. He wants us to reach out, go further, and train all these primary school teachers. And not just training them, he also wants us to intervene in their learning environment. And we've been able to do quite a few, which a lot of you can attest to that. We've been able to renovate some schools. We've been able to set up some school environment. We've been able to give out toys for the kids to play. You know, and I can't but thank our governor. And I want to encourage you, my fellow teachers, to support his vision.
Teachers are great. Of course, teachers are uncommon heroes. They are heroes. Teachers are the only people that can transfer knowledge to any kind of person in the world, no matter the age. Teachers are great indeed. They are heroes. Teachers wake up in the morning, even before any other person wakes up, and they've started preparing their lesson notes. And teachers stay back in school way beyond school hours, still getting ready the school for the next day. I must have to tell you that teachers are not ordinary people that do the normal 8 to 4 job that we do, but they do jobs that are beyond. When others are on break, teachers are either going for a postgraduate program, trying to equip themselves, or also marking exam scripts. Teachers should be commended. Teachers should be commended.
The idea is that in the next 3-4 years, we should be able to create people who are prepared to be on their own, in which case we would say they are graduates of our E4E program. They are technically educated and they are prepared to either go into masonry, go into tiling, go into carpentry and other forms of trade. Again, we will be prepared to send in students that are willing to take up engineering courses in our polytechnics and in our universities. So for us, technical education is the emphasis in Abia State. But by way of strategy, we also found out that there were huge gaps in the education sector. Yes, some of the buildings were not looking well, dilapidated buildings. Some were very good, some also needed some attention. But the problem wasn't only in building, because the hood does not make the monk. If you have beautiful houses and you don't have teachers with capacity to deliver, you'll be running around in circles, because no teacher can give what he or she does not have. And we said, well, the best place to start would be to intervene at the primary school level. Because today, outside Nigeria, people are even thinking about pre-nursery education. Child psychologists have come to identify the fact that children can be, separated according to their interests, even from age 3. A hyperactive child in Nigeria today is usually faced with caning and all kinds of devices to control him. But in other places, that hyperactivity is seen as a gift, special gift. And from cradle, that child could be directed, to face whatever line of trade that he or she, out of his inquisitive mind, would ordinarily go to.
Hi, my name is Debbie. I'm from Sydney, Australia. I've come here to meet the children and to help them with their education, and of course to have a lot of fun. I've had a really good time and I love your country. There needs to be some work done. It came as a shock. I got very emotional. It touched me very, very deeply, because I love children, and now I've seen what they're like and the schools. I would love to come back to help as much as I can. I would say that it is worth the trip, it's worth the effort, and it's definitely worth the money to sponsor a child and help them get their education started. I love the kids. They're beautiful, they're happy, they're just a delight.
So we are interested in capturing and mentoring our children from day one. So we needed to retrain our primary school teachers. 1, to be skilled in what they do. 2, to build confidence. And 3, to have the requisite patience and attributes they require to watch our children, be able to extract from them, and understand where they are going or what they want to do. So we said, well, apart from renovating classrooms, building new schools, the best thing to do was to retrain our teachers, starting from primary school. And we got into a collaboration with Australian teachers. This Australian initiative is on its third season today in Abia. And on the 18th of October this year, they graduated 700 primary school teachers that have been trained in classroom management, trained in modern trends in primary school curricula, and also trained in rules of safety, child psychology, appreciation of specially gifted children, and it's going to dovetail into what we call a primary school continuing education center in Abia State, where primary school teachers on a continuous basis will be taken in to train and retrain themselves and get acquainted with the modern skills of teaching at the primary school level.
We had the opportunity of hosting the Precious Kids Empowerment from Australia, who came on a special mission of training and empowering teachers in the whole 17 local governments of the state. Today, they are here again. The teachers were given iPads customized by the governor. In all, over 100 teachers as at that time in the state benefited. Were set up at one of the schools under my watch, Tenant Road Primary School, Abia. School bags and uniforms were given to some selected pupils of this school of their choice. We thank them immensely for complimenting the efforts of the governor of Abia State, Dr. Okezie Victor Ikpeazu.
My name is Mrs. Nwanoro Nkechi Patricia from Isukwato, teaching in Obiuga local government. I'm here as the head teacher of this school. Yes, the Precious Kids Foundation renovated 2 buildings or structure for the community, and also they equip it with their modern facility so that the learning will be easier for them. Teaching and learning will be effective.
Firstly, I am very, very grateful to the governor of the state, because it is through his own magnanimity that the PKEE are able to come here today to do a lot of things for our schools. If you don't have an education-friendly governor, this thing wouldn't have taken place today. So our governor have been good. He has been partnering with so many people to better our lot, especially in the area of education. That is why this Precious Kids Education Empowerment is here today. An NGO brought here by our own daughter, a daughter of Abia State, and I'm very grateful that the governor has done this. So I think the teachers are happy that they have all they have done everything possible to make sure that education thrives in the state. Thank you.
So today we have some primary school teachers, about 700 of them, who are ICT compliant, because if we want to produce competitive children in the 21st century, we must be able to introduce computer education, computer appreciation at the primary school level. So this is a very, very beautiful initiative which we intend to continue going forward. And I will say that partially this may have accounted for the consistent first position of Abia State in WASC examinations since the past 2 years. And we intend to continue to play leadership role in all those kind of examinations going forward. By the time the current crop of primary school students and pupils graduating to secondary school and graduating to university, we would have very, very bright and highly competitive children with capacity to hold their own anywhere in the world. As if that was not enough, we are going to renovate, and in fact we have started renovating a total of about 350 schools.
The whole future of these students rests in your hands, teachers. I have seen schools without a roof, without electricity, things that I take for granted in the Western world. It's going to change. It has changed and will continue to change. Education is the most important thing. All of us talk about our students having a future. Well, I'm here to tell you from the Western world that without an education there is no future. You have the right man for the job, Dr. Victor Okaze Ipazu.
The governor is sponsoring 20 teachers to Australia for school exchange program. And precious kids, we have randomly selected 17 teachers and head education secretaries from each local government. But because of time, we'll be calling out 5 names today. Thank you very much.
Upon assumption of office, my governor told his audience that he's going to ensure that there will be a serious turnaround in the educational sector in this state. And you can agree with me, for the first time, teachers in Abia State will be leaving the shores of this nation to other countries for the purposes of capacity building. For this number of months, all of you here gathered, both starting from the education secretaries, head teachers, and our classroom teachers, been involved in process of training, which was undertaken by the Precious Kids Education Empowerment Program. And I am aware and I'm convinced that after this particular exercise, that all of you are brand new teachers.
Teachers are great. Teachers are the greatest. I say this because even the president of the world will bow in front of his teacher. Yes, that is very true. And this is the most noble profession I would ever know. I am very passionate about teaching. And all I ask is that just as you have been empowered to serve, please do partner individually and collectively as an entity. Do partner with the governor and his educational team to change the face of education in Abia State. This state has the ability and capability to be the greatest in terms of holistic education. And I charge you to do whatever it takes to make it happen. And the Lord will bless you all in Jesus' name.
We've not done much about controlling the proliferation of private schools in Abia for one single reason. Yes, we don't have a very good example of what we think a public school should look like. And within now and the next 8 months, we'll be able to showcase our ideal public school. We have model schools that will come on stream, and from those model schools, we can begin to use them as a benchmark to benchmark standards in the private schools. And at that time, any school that is not capable of coping with the standards we have set in our public schools will not be licensed to be a school in Abia State. And I want to say that beyond licensing schools, beyond control or proliferation of public schools, we are also doing everything to make sure that tertiary education links up with what we are doing right from the primary school level through to the secondary school level, so that as we have decided in Abia that we are going to produce a critical mass of technically minded people, engineering faculty must come on stream in Abia State University. Abia State Polytechnic must continue to run their engineering programs so that we can have middle cadre and high cadre manpower to drive the industrialization process which we yearn for in Abia State.